All right, welcome to episode 40 of the Realtor for Hoopers interview series. My name is Adam Kemp, Realtor for Hoopers. Today we have a gentleman that graduated from Overland High School, right?
Yep.
And was a two-time RMAC Defensive Player of the Year, Laolu Oke.
Yep.
Appreciate you, man.
How's it going?
Good, man.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a switch. Realtor for Hoopers, welcome to the main event. I'ma give the people what they ask for. Whole squad moving like a task force. We move with military precision, accomplishing any mission. In 2020 division, just don't see no competition, don't see no opposition. We on top of the game, we not one and the same. I'm Stephen Curry, the range, I Allen out with the cross. I'm Kobe Bryant, the fade, I'm one that's calling the plays. Now what else more can I say?
Well, thanks for your time. The question we start everyone off with is, tell us your basketball story.
Man, basketball story. It's honestly pretty crazy because both of my parents, they're both from Nigeria, so I originally come from Nigeria, right?
Okay.
And both my parents, they didn't grow up playing sports.
Okay.
So if you looked at my parents, they're both 5'8", 5'9".
Okay.
So then when you look at me, I'm 6'8".
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, how did this come to
How'd
be?
that come out? Yeah.
But, I just played basketball in the neighborhood. I was always taller.
Okay.
So, I would just play basketball with my friends in the neighborhood, the guys I grew up with.
Grew up
then,
where? Where did you grow up here?
Yeah, in Aurora.
Okay, got it. Okay.
In Aurora, out here in Aurora, Colorado. Okay. So I just grew up playing right in the parks and stuff. So just playing. I was never really good. I was never good at basketball. And then, I played here and there, played on the team, played for my YMCA team. Then when I got to high school, I was like, all right, let me try for the team. All my friends were making JV varsity. I had to play freshman. I was like, dang, whatever.
Tough,
so I had to work my way up all the way to varsity. I didn't play varsity till my junior year.
Sweet.
Of high school, which is okay. And then from there, though, I came into high school at like 6 foot. And then I grew. So my senior year, I was about 6'5" leaving. I had no scholarships. I had no offers, nothing, until probably the very end of the season, like the end of my senior season.
Yep.
Metro coach Michael Ball, shout out Mike. he gave me a call and he was like, yeah, we want to offer you a scholarship to come. And that was like my only offer. So it was either that or like try to go the JUCO route. Yeah. And I didn't want to do that. So I'm grateful for that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good, man. And then what did you do then back up. So then you went to Metro. Yep. And then you were there for 4 years, right?
4 years, yeah.
And then you went to the University of Montana?
Montana,
right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So what was the next question, I guess, is with that transition when you went, you had a great career at Metro playing D2 ball, and then you went to for 1 year playing D1 ball.
2 years.
2 years?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that initial year over, what was the biggest transition? Like, what was the toughest thing to get used to, or the tough, from D2 to D1 ball?
I would definitely say the size, the strength of the game, especially my position. I'm in the paint, I'm in the post. So then when I got to the Division I level, like when we got there in the summer for summer workouts, I'm looking at the other bigs. I'm like, oh, okay, you guys are kind of like, I came in 200. Yeah. I was killing D2 level at 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Everybody I was guarding when I got to Montana, 220, 230, 240. And I was like, oh,
and they're 6'9", 6'10".
6'9", 6'10". I was like, oh my goodness.
Yep.
And I struggled a lot that summer. But that summer, I also gained 20 pounds.
So get in that weight room.
Exactly. Yep. And they fueled me with a whole bunch of food. So that definitely helped.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. Well, kind of in preparing for this interview, I always kind of like to Google who I'm interviewing. And I was looking at some of your stats and all that. And it just seems like you love to do the dirty work on the floor. Like you're averaging double-doubles 2 years in a row at Metro, tons of steals, tons of blocks. Very, very efficient on the offensive end and all that. Is that a skill you have always had in the game, or did you kind of have to develop that over the course of time?
I think because I'm not the most talented player. Growing up, I wasn't like the best kid. Growing up, I wasn't the one getting picked up. I wasn't the one scoring all the points. So when you're that way growing up, you have to find things in the game that you could be good at.
Yeah.
And it was just playing hard and doing all the things that people don't want to do, playing defense, getting every rebound, getting steals, diving on the ground. So I had to just get that out, Man,
and I tell young guys all the time that I'm trying to mentor and all that is that you may or may not have the role to be a scorer on your certain team. Even though you were a scorer back on your previous team or whatever, that may not be your role
at all.
The only thing you can control is your motor And being able, if you just continue to play hard and get all those hustle plays, get those replays, take it, I will guarantee you your coach will find some minutes for you. Because like those guys, coaches always notice. Like it seems like for me, especially now, I can find someone to score. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guys that can score and that can score and have the talent and skill to score. Yep. There is not a lot of guys anymore that are really just to like, I don't care if I get 3 shots a game, but I'm gonna be in you for the whole time. All that stuff you were doing, like you're like a walking representation of that.
Exactly.
Right?
You got to find your niche. Like, I don't know, some guys got to be really realistic with yourself. Like, I went to Overland. We were back-to-back state champions. I had Deron Davis in front of me to look at. Like, he was this person in my position that I was coming after. So it was like, okay, I'm not Deron Davis. So like, what is it that I do really well? What can get me to the next level? So
that's good. That self-awareness is an underrated skill for sure.
Exactly.
Okay, man. All right. So then after University of Montana, you played a year in Denmark?
Yep.
So then tell us about that experience playing in Denmark.
Yeah, that was my rookie season, my first year playing pro. It was pretty different. I didn't really know what to expect going out there, but luckily in Denmark, everyone speaks English. So that was a positive. So I didn't really have that barrier going out there. Basketball-wise, though, it was good. It was good level of competition for sure for the first year. The game is also very physical out there. So, in college, you have like freshmen, sophomores. You kind of have younger guys on your team that are probably not as equipped or developed. Out there, it's a whole bunch of grown men. Like everyone's strong, everyone's fast, everyone's everyone's developed in their game. Yep. Yeah, the pros.
Yeah, everyone's getting paid to be on that floor.
Exactly. So, yeah,
that's good, man. Yeah, I think there's always levels to even levels overseas. There's levels up and levels that like as every player develops in every level. You just kind of have to react to not only the speed, but the physicality of all that. And sometimes guys are able to do that. Some guys aren't.
Exactly.
And you can find, well, like for instance, going back to your story, like you realize the physicality of the D1 ball right away. And you could have like let that like just kind of like, well, maybe I'm just going to be a bench guy here or whatever. But you're like, no. I'm going in the weight room. And I'm gaining 20 pounds because I want to have every fighting shot I can, right? Exactly. So, like, it's just a matter of if you use that for motivation or you let that kind of kill your spirit or not. Exactly. So that's good, man.
Especially with my game, it's like I know I need to be strong. And, like, I'm a power player. Yeah. So when I'm out there getting outpowered, I'm like, oh, no.
that can't happen.
Yeah, this can't be.
I love it. All right, so faith is a big part of not only your game, but your life in general. So I guess talk to us about kind of how that grew and why is that so important in your life?
Oh, yeah, it's the number one thing in my life for sure. I grew up in a Christian household. So both my father and my mother, they're both about Christians. My dad's actually a pastor. So growing up in that environment is probably what shaped me to be who I am today. And obviously it hasn't been perfect. Like, when you're a kid, you're just listening to everything your parents are telling you. But then, when you grow older, you're like, man, like, are y'all really telling me the right thing? So it's like, of course I strayed away. I got off the narrow road a little bit. Yeah. But then as I've grown to be an adult, I've definitely found my way back to Christ. And, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about raise your kids in the way they should go, and they will not turn from it. So I think I give all credit to my parents for raising me in Christ. So then when I got older, I didn't turn from it. So
that's awesome, man. Yeah. And I think anybody that's been a Christian growing up and all that, like you just have to develop your own relationship with God. You can't I think growing up, sometimes you're learning kind of the basics and you're just trying to model what your parents' relationship is and what they say and all of that. But you don't have as much of a deep relationship that you have with God as they do. So then when you are on your own, I think there's this, like I did the same thing where you kind of had this like, do I really want to be a Christian? Is faith really that important to me?
That for me?
And so you're kind of like, what does this look like over here? And you're like, nah, that ain't it. Yeah. And then you kind of end up coming back, and then it just develops a strong relationship.
Exactly.
Yourself. So that's
your parents can't have the relationship for you.
No.
Like, their faith can't be your faith. So you have to find the faith and the relationship for yourself.
Yep.
Everyone has to go through that pruning and that time to develop and build your own relationship with God at some point.
And for sure. And I think it's just like any friendship or deep relationship you have to continue to invest in that relationship as well.
Yep.
Like you can't have it just be like, oh yeah, that friend's going to be always there for me.
There, yeah.
Like, no, we gotta, let's talk.
Let's talk. Let's get to know each other a little
exactly.
bit.
Exactly. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah,
so
checking on each other. Yeah.
I love it, man. All right. Well, good. Well, I guess a little bit more of I would say a debate question. I got an opinion on this, but I wanted to ask you, what is the most underrated skill in basketball?
You know, I thought about this one, and I'm gonna have to say playing hard. And a lot of people might not say that's a skill, but
it's absolutely a skill.
Like I didn't think it was a skill, but then when I was in Montana, one of my coaches approached me. He was like, "You play really, really hard." And I was like, I mean, yeah, like that's pretty easy to do. But then he was like, "Not everyone can do that." And I was like, to me, it's like that's just me. I play hard, so like I'm thinking like that's nothing, but it's a skill. Like you have to really go out there and really like play hard.
Could you imagine if you put like, let's say Giannis or Russell Westbrook's motor in some players in the NBA right now? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like imagine, okay, again, this is just what popped in my head. If you gave Jordan Poole Russell Westbrook's motor, like how hard he plays, you know what I'm saying? Like Jordan Poole would be just so much better.
He would be an amazing player.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. But like that's why that playing hard is just a skill, because it just doesn't happen everyone.
Yeah.
It is just, I think some of it's a God-given skill where you have that switch and you just keep that switch on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can kind of learn a little bit or have that like forced into you. Like some coaches like, no, you're going to play harder. You're going to be sitting, you know. But anyway, so a skill that another is, it's a little bit of the same thing, but it's about like, I just call it basketball IQ. Mm-hmm. There's some guys that just have an inherent skill to understand the game and to read things a little bit faster, to read who they're defending on the offensive end. Like I know the play calls for me to do this, but it looks like I should back cut. I'm already back cutting. You know, those little things, those IQ plays that, like, when you're on the floor with someone that has IQ player, like
everything's so much easier.
It's just so much easier.
And it's so good if it's the point guard.
The point guard is a high
IQ player.
Yep. And I'm a shooter, and what I loved is I played with a big that had was an IQ player. He knew like just an angle of a screen.
Yep.
Like it's not just a straight, like whatever. He would set a screen at this angle. So it helps me a little bit to get a little bit even those little things, like it just, those little nuances that Gabe that I think is an underrated skill that's you don't like, not a lot of people talk about, but it's definitely something that you know when you have it.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah,
so,
I agree with that one for sure.
Okay, man. All right. Well, two more questions. So you've said a little bit about your story, you know, about how you grew up, your faith and all that. But if there's something you haven't said or you just want to kind of reiterate it, but what is something you want to make sure people take away from your story?
That you could definitely do it. I remember my senior year in high school, you know, you have to write like the college letters that you write to the colleges and stuff. I remember I was in my English class and I wasn't writing the letter because, you know, I'm like, I'm about to go play college basketball. I had no offers, you know, like this is unrealistic at the time. So I was like, whatever. Then my teacher approached me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, you know, told her I'm playing college basketball. And then she was like, "Huh?" Like she looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, "What?" And then she went to proceed to tell me all the stats. Like, you know, only 1% of players go to play college. 1% of players go to the NBA, play pro. Da 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 da. And I was just like, "What?" Like, so you're telling me I can't do it? Like, is that what you're saying? And I ultimately said that's what she was telling me, that you can't, like, you're not gonna make it. And I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks, nice." Whatever. That was this whole thing.
That was tough. Yeah.
And then, so that's just for me, just to let people know that you can do it. You can make it if you continue to put your foot forward and you continue to work and show up every day. Great things will happen.
Just stack wins on top of wins. Get 1% better every day.
Yep, 1%.
I love it, man. All right. So sometimes this is the hardest question to answer, but what is your one favorite thing about hoop?
Man, that is a difficult question. Because it's easy to be like, man, it's just fun.
Yeah.
I like playing basketball. But honestly, I think I would say character development.
Ooh.
Yeah, character development. Yeah, like basketball is like, it helped me build my character. And going to Overland High School with Coach Danny, he was a big RTP, respected process guy, and he was a big culture builds character. And that's what really implements it in me, the character that I have today.
That's a great answer, man. I like that because like a lot of times too, basketball will it has an innate ability to show you who someone is.
A lot
of times who they are on this basketball court is who they are outside the basketball court too.
Yeah.
You know, so like that, I like that. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, man.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a switch. Realtor for hoopers, welcome to the main event.